Another day, another battle. Today we have two Avatar commanders ready to fight for victory no matter the cost. On one side we have Rommel, who leads a force almost entirely of all line infantry, really relying on that European technology. But he does have an ace up his sleeve. He has 4 units of Yariki waiting in the tree line, waiting to ambush his opponent when they least expect it. The opposing army is commanded by Vile Beggar. He is relying on combined arms, guns, swords, spears, and cavalry. He will most likely have to rely on very aggressive tactics to be able to overwhelm the large number of line infantry on the other side of the battlefield. I don't know who's going to win this battle, but I do know it will be a bloody one, and only one army will be left standing. Which army will it be? Welcome back to Shogun 2 Total War Fall of the Samurai. Alright, what's up guys? It's Apollo here, and we are back with Shogun 2. And yes, we have some very interesting armies here. Very cool, different philosophies going into this battle. So like I said, Rommel going with mostly of these bird force line infantry. He's gonna probably have to rely on the terrain quite a bit to really use these guns and kind of camp a little bit. Since he doesn't really have a lot of aggressive units, he's got to be a little defensive. But again, don't forget about the cav that is waiting over on his right flank. 4 units of Yariki, very aggressive cav here. I believe it's a spear cav, so they're going to be like a shock cav. If he can pull this ambush off well, he could probably do a lot of destruction. Now, again, over on the other side, Vile Beggar, he's got his forces in two different detachments here. He's got his main force, which is consisting of all kinds of different units. He's got Dragon Force, he's got some Spear Levy, he's got his General, and he's got some Katana Kachi. So he's got a good mix here, and I think most likely he will use the Spear Levy as a bit of a meat shield to try to close the gap between him and the enemy guns. Over here, this army is, I think this part of his army, he's got this unit I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce. It's Shogatai. I don't know. I'll just show him the Shogits. It looks like Shogit. I don't know. The Shogun units here, they're cool. They look like Nodachi. Maybe they're like a later version of Nodachi. Again, I could be completely wrong. He's got some Red Bear line infantry, another unit of that Nodachi looking unit, some Black Tortoise force, and more bird force over here. So 3 units of line. Again, both forces really relying on a mix of combined arms. He is sending 1 unit of cav over there. He's got some Yariki to support them. But I actually like the fact that he's splitting up his forces like this because it's going to cause his opponent, Rommel, to have to kind of spread out his men and look at multiple different flanks and make sure he's protecting all those flanks, because as soon as these guns, the line infantry is overwhelmed and surrounded or, you know, flanked, they're in big trouble. Very big trouble. So yeah, he's moving up some troops. I think he's trying to use this high ground. I think that's pretty smart. He doesn't want his opponent to take this high ground and use it against him. So he's got 2 units of bird forces, but honestly guys, he's probably going to have to send more than that to deal with this force. I can imagine that he is going to strike very quickly as soon as he gets his army into position. So there you go. He's setting up some units here. He's got the Red Bear leading the way. Love this part of the map, by the way. You got this beautiful waterfall and this bridge. I love the fact that you can cross here. These men got to be, I bet it's really slippery here, so they got to be very, very careful here not to slip down the waterfall. I wish that was a thing. That would be hilarious. On the other side, things are going kind of slow. He is pushing up troops, probably trying to capture the 3 different buildings here. We do have a archery dojo. Over here we have a farmhouse, which increases the fatigue. And over here we have the sword dojo. So those are very important because they do give some bonuses to your units. So he's got, again, the bear infantry kind of leading the way. Most likely going to use them as Not initially, like, I don't think he wants him using them as a meat shield, but he might just use them to take the first punch of the volley. There it is, already taking some shots. Now, they do have the advantage of the trees here, which should give them some cover as they advance towards their opponent. So, yeah, they're going to line up here as quickly as possible, that they are taking many casualties. And here we go, guys. We do have our first charge of this no-dachi unit. I hope you don't mind if I just call them the no-dachi unit, because I'm not sure. They definitely have light ammo, but they need to get in there quickly. Here they go, running in. Katana's up, ready to charge these guns. The linemen have to be terrified. I would be terrified. And there you have it, guys. That's exactly what he needed to do here. Clash his forces with these linemen. And again, try to do as much damage as possible. Oh god, the gunners here have switched their katanas as well, though I can't imagine they're as good as these troops. Over on this side, his men continue to stand their ground. We'll do some slow motion here. Actually, we can keep doing normal motion, or normal speed. Normal motion. But he's got his forces still standing their ground, and he's using his line infantry to really chip away at his numbers, and it looks to be very effective. We actually have another unit of swords going in, but he's actually going to turn a little bit, because look at this. He is setting up another unit of guns. Like I said, he's going to need the support, and this actually could be pretty good, because he could get some flanking fire, which, yes, he is getting flanking fire from his general, who's running up to try to help his men. And his troops are already breaking. Now he's going to charge downhill to the next unit. That's exactly what he needs to do. Keep pushing his attack. Do not let the enemy sit back and fire at your troops. And that's, look at the officer just fired his pistol there. But yeah, they're doing a great job of overwhelming these gunners. And now the general is at risk. He is at danger of getting shot off of his horse. And they have pushed back this entire flank with the aggressive tactics. Back here, again, nothing really going on. Most of the micro focus is over on this side of the battlefield. So the general is kiting there a little bit, trying to rely on the pistols of his gun here to slowly chip away at the opposing forces. And like an avalanche coming down the mountain, charging this bird force and trying to get them off the battlefield as quickly as possible. But as soon as he defeats this this unit of line infantry, he's got to keep pushing. He's got to keep moving, because he's got to rely on, like I said, just keep closing the gap, overwhelming them. Again, there's some trees here, which is going to help. Let's see if he turns and faces these gunners. Let's see. Yep. Let's see. He is at a bit of a standstill here. His troops are very tired. Eventually, these no-dachi type units are going to get very tired and no longer have the stomach to fight, as they've been running for a great distance. Running, fighting, running, and then more fighting. They are going to get tired, and they are actually getting outflanked by a bird force, but that's going to give a great opportunity for the Black Tortoise force to open fire and start causing some morale issues for these troops who are trying to outflank the Vile Beggar's sworded infantry. Back over here, we've got great positioning by Vile Beggar, who's just opening fire and just slaughtering this unit. Look at this. These men are just, it's quite sad seeing suffer there, but they're going to fall back. Very, very good use of the positioning in the terrain. Back here, once again, they keep pushing forward. They have no other choice. I suppose they could fall back and rest up a little bit, but it's honestly better to keep catching your opponent by surprise. Look at this. Oh, right in the neck. Katana in the neck. Unfortunately, his troops just do not have the energy to keep fighting, and they're going to lose some ground here, but that's okay. He's set up a nice line of line infantry to fire upon his opponent. Now, the tables have turned in terms of the forest. We have Air Rommel, who's able to use the forest as a bit of a shield, and he's also got this nice hill in the back that he can fire multiple units here at the enemy, which is good, avoiding friendly fire. Let's go back over here. We actually have a flanking cav. The Yari Key going after, is this the general? Yes, he's going after Rommel's general, and this is going to be a fantastic victory if he can actually kill the general here, which it looks like he's got him off guard. Very good use. That even surprised me there. Did not expect the Yari Key to be used so aggressively there. And the general has been taken out, and that's going to be a huge, huge morale loss to this army. So they no longer have a commander. He's going to rely on his troops just trying to hang into the battle, and hopefully the morale will not suffer too much. But again, that's a big victory for Vile Beggar. Now he's going to continue to charge down this line and crush more of these linemen, and they're going to disengage and probably look for more unexpected foe. We did have a little charge here by some Spear Levy. Nothing really came out of that. It looks like they just got focused down. I think he was trying to catch him by surprise as he was microing with his cav, but the cav looks like they got caught out as well, but that's okay. They got their money's worth. They can now just leave the battlefield. They did what they had to, which is kill the general. Also, a lot of the line infantry is out of position, so he could easily move up his troops, get them ready, which I would do, but they're going to quickly try to reform and prepare for the flanking force that's coming by. Now, this is pretty big over here. Remember the ambush forces over here? He's actually moved some of his calves slowly. Remember, you want to walk them, because if you run them, you might reveal your unit to the enemy. So you got to keep them quiet and go through the forest. We have 3 units of these katana units. This is solid infantry, but they've got to also close in the gap against these guns. They are using the trees here. Very smart. Again, got to use the trees where you can. And they're going to try to push in, most likely flank around these gunners as his line infantry pushes up to this hill to keep them pinned down. So he's got some dragon force over here. So we got a very intense gunfight that's happening here. And look at the slaughter. He's firing on the flank of these men. They are just dropping quickly. But I want to focus over here because we might actually see the ambush beginning. Yes, sure enough. Look at this, guys. The cav is running forward, and they might actually land a pretty good charge here. Check this out. A frontal charge. They did not. Oh, man. That was epic right there. Just epic. And here comes the other cav unit that's going to go around the flank. And the ambush is actually paying off, and they need this right now. They absolutely need this after losing their general so early on. The morale has really suffered, but they are getting a nice small victory here of surprising this katana cav. But do they have enough to defeat them completely? They got a good charge off. But yeah, sure enough, it looks like they are breaking the unit. There's 1 unit left, and they've got them blobbed up. They've got them mostly surrounded. It's looking really, really good. Great use of the shock cav to kill so many fresh. Like, this is an expensive unit. To be able to kill him so quickly like this is a huge victory for Rommel. Let's go back over here. Again, the battle's getting really intense. This center battle is about to get extremely intense. Seems like he's sending over some Spear Levy. It's probably too late, but he might be sending them over to try to help deal with this cav. And now that the cav is known, you know, Vile Beggar obviously knows that all this cav exists. So that's going to be a whole... a can of worms have been opened, and he's got to deal with all this cav now, and he's lost 3 very strong units of his army gone in a matter of seconds. I don't even know if it took a minute to take care of those troops. Really good ambush right there. So more Dragon Force pushing up this way. It is looking very promising. Look at this. We have a charge from some Bird Force. I assume they're out of ammo. Might be using them as a sacrificial unit to try to silence these guns just for a little bit. But it does not seem to be working too well. They continue to fire. The Red Bear Infantry continue to fire as well, and they are down to 2 units here. It's a pretty close battle, guys. Very close battle. It looks like he's doing pretty well over here as well. We got the Dragon Force and the another unit of Dragon Force starting to really thin out the troops who are holding this, what is this, the farmhouse. So very nice, very nice. Back this way, the line infantry inching forward, trying to probably, I would get my troops up on this hill, but I think we're a little concerned about the line infantry who are already opening fire on the Dragon Force. Oh man, you hear those bullet shots go in. He's now moving up, back his katana. Now thankfully, his units broke, and God bless their souls. Look at this charge. Oh my God, that was amazing. That was a cool shot right there, just seeing all that cav appear out of nowhere. And this poor katana infantry is just probably thinking, no, not again. Not again are we going to get charged and suffer. So he makes the same mistake twice. He did have some spears with them, but it's Spear Levy, and they're getting shot at, and they're just fleeing from the battlefield. And this cav is running amok. They are cleaning up. Finally, He's sending over his general to help fight here, getting some shots off, trying to contain this cav. Now, if he can contain this cav, he might have a chance. Over here, we have a very, very close, intense line battle. We do have some cav headed over to the other side of the battle as well. Some Yari Ki coming to try to support. The spears have rallied, which is really good. And they should be able to kill a lot of the cav. And now we've got the cav support coming in from Vile Beggar. So they might actually take care of this cav, which would be very helpful as they don't have to worry about flanking cav as much. So yeah, it looks like they're going to slaughter the cav here. That's a pretty big win, but they lost so much from it. So this is a very close battle. Back and forth. Small victories for both sides. Over here... Uh-oh, we got a charge. The men have dropped their guns. Oh no, they're just moving up. They haven't quite dropped their guns. Or maybe. I don't know what they're doing here. Are they going to go in a complete charge? They've got 77 men taking on 80 of the bird force over there. They've broken the Red Bear infantry as they flee the battlefield. Let's see if they can close in here. They're probably going to be able to do a lot of damage here because they're not paying attention. And here comes the charge. Right into the tree line. That's beautiful. God, I love Shogun 2. Such a good looking game. The blood effect is a little much, but I kind of like it. So I think their unit is winning decisively. So I think they're going to take it here and defeat that force. And they've obviously defeated the force over on this side. And we've got a big melee fight going on. Big surprise here. Honestly, I thought this was going to be a longer line battle, but seems both sides are eager to get their swords into the mix instead of their guns. And here comes another charge. More spear levy coming in, going after this bird force. The spear levy, though, just lack discipline, lack morale, and are going to be easily stopped, easily destroyed, honestly, as they are getting surrounded by some bird force that are just taking out their katanas and trying to take them out. So that's not good. They do have their general still firing over here on the flank, using the general, which is a really good unit since they have pistols. They are very, very fast-moving unit. So they could definitely do a lot of damage here and try to weaken the line. But they don't want to get too close here because, now is the time to retreat them, because it does seem like they are setting up their line infantry to fire upon these men. And yeah, sure enough, they are losing. Oh man, you've got to get them out of there. And in one volley, the general is gone. He is breaking. He's not completely gone. Not sure if the general died there, but he is fleeing, and that's a huge loss to that army. Look at now the troops starting to waver. We have a lot of forces from Vile Beggar starting to break. And I can imagine that he's very frustrated at this point in the battle. He's accomplished so much. Oh my god, heads are rolling here. He's accomplished so much, but at the same time, his opponent has hit him hard in different ways as well. And losing his general right there is going to be really tough to come back from. He's got one unit here. It was just opening fire. Don't mind the friendly fire. Just unrelenting force going down on the bird force. And the general kind of running around. He's still in it, which is good. Some of the units are returning from routing, so they just need to quickly reform. And this is going to be such a close battle. And the balance of power is in favor of Air Rommel, but he might be able... He's got the terrain advantage. He's setting up here. If he can get a volley here, he could break multiple units. Come on, guys. Please, hurry up. Oh, my God. Some of them have to reload. What? Look at this reloading. Oh, my God. Is it enough to break them? I think it was. Here comes another unit. 66 men against the 53 men here. Oh, let's see if they can hold. No, they're fleeing. They're not fleeing, but they're falling back. Fall back, man. And then I think he's moving up the units. Unfortunately, this unit was too far away to support this one, and they're able to focus them down. A lot of the units here are returning to the battle, guys. Uh-oh. But they've got the high ground. And if Star Wars taught me anything, once you have the high ground, it's over. There we go. Yeah, that's not a good fight for them. Hey, look, the unit from the hill is charged down. Now we got this unit still active, and they're gonna fire. We might get some friendly fire, but they could break that unit, which it looks like they have. And now we've got the 2 units coming down this way. Bird Force coming down. So we got 2 units against the 2 units of Vile Beggar. Well, technically he has this unit, but I can't really imagine them staying around too much longer. But this is so close. Balance of power still in favor, though. Again, the balance of power, don't read too much into that, because all it takes is 1 single break. And these units are going to be out of here. You know, one unit to break, and the balance of power is going to completely shift. So the Spear Levy reforming. Look at the carnage of this battlefield so far. It's been a nasty one. Unfortunately, the troops are starting to break over here. So it's not looking great for Vile Beggar. If he can pull off some kind of miracle with his general, he might have to rest his troops here a little bit. But that's going to be the last of this Dragon Force line infantry. His Spear infantry is trying to stay close with the general. But I honestly believe as soon as they get close to the enemy, guys, these troops are going to break. And I think that we're going to see that pretty soon. Yeah. Oh, my God. And they're killing these troops as they retreat. These poor men just trying to get off the battlefield. And sure enough, these guys are already breaking. It's over. Yeah. This unit broke. The general's breaking. And it looks like Herr Rommel is going to take this one by the skin of his teeth, by the hair on his chin, or whatever other phrases for it's really close. Yeah, very close battle, guys. Very exciting. Very good tactics on both sides. I think Vile Beggar could have won that one easily, especially after killing the general right here. I think if he maybe won a little bit more decisive here, really used the hill, really tried to flank. It's just, honestly, the biggest blunder was losing the katana to that surprise cav charge. But he wasn't expecting it, and that's what ambushes are for. And that was a great ambush by Rommel, and just a great battle overall. So let's end the battle and look at the results here of these units. I definitely expect to see the cav getting tons of kills, just tons of kills, really racking up, because we not only once, they charged twice into the katana infantry, which it just, poor katana infantry, it just sucks to be them. Like, not only do you survive the first charge, but here comes the second one. You just got to be thinking, oh no. So again, this is a glitch. I did not play in this, but Herr Rommel getting 3,000 kills. Only 500 men survived from Vile Beggar's side. If we look at the stats, you can see his bird force here. Here's the cav. Ready? So kills, oh my God, 100, 243, 162, 136. Woo! We got some 300, a couple good kills from the line infantry, but yeah, relying heavily on the cav. Vile Beggar on the other side did some good kills, got some good kills, I should say, with his line infantry. Katana Kachi doing nothing there, nothing. But yeah, his cav doing all right. These swordsmen here, the Shogun or whatever, did really well. His Spear Levy, some of them did pretty well, 167, which is pretty impressive. But yeah, most of them not doing well, 7, 13, 0. So yeah, that's gonna wrap it up here today for this battle. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Thank you to Herr Rommel for the battle replay. I really appreciate it. If you guys are looking to send in some Shogun 2 replays, I'm always happy to accept them. Shogun 2 is always very fun to watch. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the battle, and I will see you guys next time on the battlefield.